Welcome to my home improvement video. Today I want to show you how and what I did recently to make my home more thermally efficient. I did quite a bit of work. This is the first video in a series, so I'm going to walk you through the house. We're starting with the outside today. We'll do the inside, ground floor, upper floor, and finish in the loft hopefully. So the first thing I did check was brickwork. Any gaps in your brickwork can induce drafts, let weather in. So I did find a few gaps here, which I've duly pointed in. I know you can see it. It wasn't intended to be an invisible repair. So go around, inspect your brickwork. You will suffer with a bit of snow blindness as you keep looking at all the bricks, looking for the cracks. It is difficult, but it is indeed worthwhile, because any air which is filling your cavity from outside is going to cool your house down totally. Next up, windows. See, I've got a ground floor extension, got a window here. What I did is I inspected the sealant all the way around the window. There are a few areas where I noticed there were room for improvement. You can see a crack there. That's actually been redone. I'll have to do some rework. So what I did is I got a card and just give it a little push just to see if the card would go through. It won't in this case, but I think I will reseal that with some window and frame sealant. Just work your way all the way around the window, inspecting. You can see there's little white bits where I've touched areas in. Be sure to get your head down and check the sealant underneath. I've inspected that. You see this sill here? There should be a groove in your window. The idea of that is to allow rainfall to drop to the floor instead of it tracking back and penetrating your house. So check all your windows, and then next item on your list, as I just walk to it, is pipework. As you can see, I've got a garden tap. That's cemented in quite nicely, that's nice and tight. And then we've got a kitchen sink drain pipe. Now, that's a combination of both cement and sealant. I've used a flexible silicone sealant exterior grade to seal that, just to keep the house really tight and weatherproof. So everything needs to be on side to increase the temperature of your house passively. Just take you up and zoom in. See, some of the bigger pipes represent the biggest losses. Ensure that they're well sealed. If the gap's too big, I'd cement first personally, and then apply a layer of sealant around the pipes. It always pays to look in the nooks and crannies of your property. Right, we'll move to one of the sides of the house and cover a few other areas. Here at the front door, this is a very important area to check. It's the source of many drafts. The property was blowing a gale through the keyway, so the solution to that is to fit this brass escutcheon That keeps many drafts away. And we inspected this, not really a lot I could do with this. It was doing its job. I put my thermal camera on it and it was doing absolutely fine. But I did notice some areas which needed improvement here. Around the hinges, I fitted a strip draught excluder there and built up a couple of layers just to form a secondary barrier. There is actually scope to put another strip of draught excluder, which I may do, so when the door closes it will compress it. Obviously check your letterbox, there should be a furry brush that will keep the drafts at bay. When you open the letterbox, you can see the double bristles keeping the drafts out. Which brings us down to the lower portion of the door. The threshold, as it's called. Problem with this was I had this rubber seal here had degenerated. As you close your door, this flaps inwards, creating a weather-tight and airtight barrier. Keep out drafts. Now we'll move on to cables. When you get workmen in your house, they're often less than careful. I don't personally trust any tradesman to do their job with thermal efficiency in mind. Virgin Media cable there, that's very well sealed. I'm quite impressed with that. This one takes a little bit of working out, so I've put my finger in it, feel round it. I've lost a cover off that, which I'm not too pleased about. Yeah, it's fine. And then you obviously need to inspect the pointing on each elevation and repair where necessary. Air bricks. Now, these basically perform a task. The task is to let fresh air to ventilate the woodwork in your flooring. Now, you should always keep these vents clear, but one thing they do if you've got an ill-fitting floor inside your house, which we'll go to in part 2 of the video, I'll elaborate more on that, is they do allow air to be pushed from outside inside your property, which will then have a cooling effect on your property, which is most undesirable. Okay, thanks for watching. You'll hear more from me in the second part of this video. Please like and subscribe.